Yeah, it's really hard to dial that in after throwing a baseball because that
Wait, hold on.
every other
We're
pitch.
getting into like stuff that I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
yeah,
you.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, yeah,
You're getting into some great stuff here.
my bad, my bad.
I'm gonna hit a button and I'll introduce you quick and we'll just get right into it.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe this will be a good sound. That's good. Welcome to the first ever Blitzball Banter, the show where bros and or hoes chop it up about that sweet, sweet yellow ball you all know and love. My first guest ever on this new spin-off show of the Blitzball Boys. Who else but Drew Davis? Hello, Drew.
Hi there.
Hey there.
I hope you can hear me well because
I
I should
can.
have asked this before because I'm talking through my mom's car. Granted, she has a good car, so
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
It's got like a 97 Accord.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's 98, but
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. No, you sound good. So
uh,
we were just chopping on up before this about some secrets, some warehouse secrets we won't say on this podcast, but it's very fun, very interesting. And if you DM me, maybe I'll tell you. Probably not. But otherwise, we were talking about your pitch mix. We were talking about Peter Moylan, and we were talking about how he kind of helped you figure out how to throw a slider. What did he do to help you figure that out?
yeah. So like when I worked with him last year for BB, so I guess this year technically, but like BB6
Yeah,
or is this BB6?
this is 7.
Whenever the Okay, so BB6, I worked with him before the Wugas game, and I was trying to learn stuff for baseball, and the main
This is
thing he
before the
taught
game
me
that he
was
gave you that other secret we're not going to talk about.
correct. Well,
Okay,
this was all
it's all one
encompassing. This is
session.
the same. This was the same meeting.
Okay.
It was a meeting of pitching minds,
Yes. Melding. They're
and
melting these minds.
yeah, and actually Stoner helped me with this too because Stoner was teaching me how to throw
Very
a
coincidental.
slider. Yeah, he was trying to teach me how to throw a slider in baseball too, because he knew I was trying to pitch for our club team.
Uh huh.
And the main thing he taught me was like they wanted me to keep my wrist locked like into that 12. Like basically like how I throw mine is how you would throw a 12-6 and over the top,
Yeah.
but you just
You're coming
move your
around it.
arm down sideways. Yeah, so instead of throwing it like an actual slider, where I feel like I actually don't know how to throw a slider in baseball, but I've
Yeah.
been told like it's kind of like you're handshaking a baseball. Like
Right.
mine's
Like
a
you're
literal,
chopping it, and you it's a certain grip, and
yeah,
you chop sort of.
correct. Yeah, mine's actually more of a like I hold it like a 12. I throw it and hold it like a 12-6.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine a 12-6 coming from the side. So I try to throw it like a 3-9, and that's kind of like what it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
If I get more under it, I can kind of make it rise more. But I kind of like
Yes.
the sweeping motion.
Because if
So
you get
there, I
under it a little
used
bit more, it gets like backspin, which makes it rise a little bit.
yeah, I used to throw one of those in like if you like watch like BB like 3 through BB5, I mixed in a couple of those like really submarine, and it almost like it didn't rise, but it wouldn't sink like my normal sinker. It would just kind of keep going up, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But like I know like Trevor hit
Induced
a new
vertical drop
you
or whatever they say nowadays.
yes, and but you had to throw it real. I had to throw it really hard for it to not be loopy. Like I remember I threw one to Plouffe in a playoff game when we were up like 5-0, and I kind of threw it like 55 or 60, and he had a nuke off it.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
He'll do
oh,
that.
shoot, I actually have to throw that hard.
Yeah.
The slider that I throw now, you don't really have to throw it hard. And honestly, I don't like when I throw it because when I don't throw it hard, it loops a lot more, which I kind of like. Like it gets so much movement.
Yeah. It goes,
Um,
especially because you kind of like step to your right a little bit, and you're throwing from behind a right-handed hitter, and sometimes you throw it
yeah, and
outside, so it's got so much horizontal break.
yeah, and I should ask, do you have any more other questions about my pitch mix? Because if not, I'll
No,
talk about.
I do. I'm glad we're talking about this because I was going to ask you about that new dropper.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna
I
say
don't
I have
think
another.
you landed it yet in the game we saw so far, but you saw a couple of like beautiful chase pitches with it that they didn't bite at quite yet. But I was wondering when you developed that and what is the grip because it's hard to tell on camera. But I have a version of mine that I do that a similar pitch motion with. I kind of just do one knuckle like my if I'm holding with my right hand, my pointer is in a knuckle shape, and I'm kind of holding the ball with my thumb and middle finger 12-6, and I throw that straight, and it goes
Yeah,
down. Is that
I was
sort of
having a
it?
really hard Kind of. I was having a really hard time with this, and I was asking so many different people. Like, I was asking some of the guys I play with in Como, and they hold it a totally separate way.
Uh huh.
And then I was asking Doyle, and I kind of did what Doyle does, and he was kind of teaching me it. Essentially, what I do is I do two knuckles on it,
Okay.
but and then well, I'll tell you kind of what I did at towards the end. I started throwing it a lot more because I was like, I was
You look like you were
trying to
starting
develop.
to starting to find it a little bit in this first game.
Yeah, I was trying to develop it like the week prior to coming, and then I worked on it like a lot. My arm was really built up, so I was like really because I knew going in that like I was basically pitching every inning,
Yeah.
so I knew I could throw a lot. So I was like kind of working after games to like try to throw this pitch. The problem I was having was like there was one I threw to Lou that wasn't close. It was really low, but it had sharp
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
And the
I definitely saw
the
that one.
problem I was having was that for me to get good movement on it, I was throwing it low, and
It was never like
if
in
I
the
tried to
strike
throw it
zone
high,
ever.
right, if I tried to throw it high, it would just slip out because what you have to do and what Jack does is he doesn't just throw it with the knuckles. He literally like he like pushes his knuckles out. So like if you have
Right.
your
Right.
knuckle, if you like punch your knuckles like you're throwing a knuckleball, it's
You
not
like.
like he holds it there. When
I'm
he
doing it to the
releases, he
camera.
basically
Yeah.
yeah, he flicks it. And
Yeah.
so I was like
I can't do
trying
that.
to do
I straight
that.
up can't do that. I've tried.
So well what
I don't
you'll
have big enough fingers. You
I
kind of have to have a big hands to do that, and long fingers. It helps because I have
well and
tiny, pudgy little hands.
that's the pro. I don't have small hands, but I have really small fingers. If that makes sense.
Got a huge palm and then little nubs around
I,
them.
I'm serious. My palm, like I have a bear claw palm,
Right.
which feels like the opposite of like everything that like I feel like you always want large fingers because they help with so much. And I just
Yeah.
have short fingers, but
One
I have
thing
a
in
really big
particular.
palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball throwing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it just doesn't like I hate it. But what I will say is that what I started to figure out towards the end of the tournament, I guess like kind of spoiler, um, is if I squeezed with my thumb, that gave me a lot better control. So I basically was like
Hmm.
indenting the ball with my thumb
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that I could because the problem with flicking it is I was like losing control of the ball,
Right, but
and
you get
that's
like an
why it
extra
was
grip on the
sailing
ball
so
if you
high.
like make a fucking indent on it. Where yeah, that definitely helps me with things too.
Right. And you also have to come really over the top, which just isn't my natural motion really at all. Like I'm very much like a three quarters
Yeah.
because like I've only ever like I play like I don't know like catcher and shortstop right now for baseball. So
Yeah. Yeah.
everything's coming from the side really. I don't really come over the top.
Yeah. Especially when you're
Um,
pitching that much and like blitzball's tough because there's so many pitches you could be throwing because you have the straight up submarine, you have like the three quarter, you have the sidearm. Those three arm slots could have like five different pitches, just depend on which way you want
yeah,
to
and
break your
I think
wrist or which grip you want to have. So it's just confusing to like be able to land all those pitches consistently in the first place. And then you add a whole other arm action being over the top, which you don't normally do.
I've talked about this before too. Is the reason I don't go over the top more is literally like I can throw more strikes with it, but I can't like I almost can't get it under the limit no matter how hard I try
Right.
because I use my it like requires me to use my legs a lot more when I come over the top. Um,
And then the
and
legs just like give you too much power behind the ball.
I just yeah I just throw like I can't throw under 70. Like
Have you tried to just
I
do
mean
like
you saw
a quick pitch with it, sorta, or like a slide
I don't
step?
I have to like try even then like I still like because I've taught myself to sink into my hips so much like
Yeah.
I because I don't really have like a great upper like I don't have a great upper body whip I don't think
Uh
like
huh.
most of my like in actual baseball like in hitting and throwing like everything comes from my legs and so I've just like I it's just second nature to like really sink in so
Yeah.
I almost have to just not I almost have to stand really straight up if I throw over the top and just act like I'm not like or sometimes
Yeah.
what I'll
Yeah.
do is I'll clench my toes so like when I
Legend.
land
That's
on
what you're
my
clenching.
toes. Doesn't that sound silly? But that's what I
It
do when
makes sense.
that's how I was
You're trying to like just stop yourself a
that's
little
how I was
bit.
taught to throw a changeup when I was a kid. Yeah, that's
I,
how I was
I
taught to throw a changeup when I was a
I
kid.
would say
Is
almost it would
like
help you to like just emphasize a super slow, lazy body motion, and then just get all the power from just your forearm. Just push with your forearm and let that be
well,
the entire speed.
the other problem is when I slow it down, I feel like I noticed that like the great thing I feel like what I know when I watch like Jake throw Jake's kind of like the perfect example because I feel like his top speed is basically like 70. So
Yeah.
he can throw as hard as he wants.
Right.
And
He
with
is
that,
putting his whole body into that shit.
what, what that allows him to do is get as much spin as possible while staying under the speed limit. Like
Mm.
when I release off the gas, I notice I don't get a lot of
You lose bite
spin.
in your
So
ball.
yeah, so the ball just kind of floats and is super
Yeah.
flat,
You
which
got
is
no you
kind of
got
the
no
reason why
rip'ems.
I
He's got
don't.
all the rip'ems on his throw.
Yeah, so I was like trying to. I think my next tournament I'll have like I was trying to throw a splitter from over the top.
That would help.
Uh, I think
Because it
like
naturally will be
that.
slower because it just breaks like crazy.
Yeah, so I think if I learn how to throw that, it'll be good. But you'll see, like towards the end of the tournament, I did start throwing over the top because, I mean, like I by the fourth day or third day or whatever, like I had thrown a lot.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, while we're talking
uh,
about the game now too, I want to talk a little bit about this game specifically, the first game we saw. I texted you, I think, the day of it airing, and I was like, "Hey, would you want to chat about this game at some point?" Like, absolutely. And then I started watching it, and I was like, "I know why he was so excited to talk about this game." And then it didn't end up that way because you're having yourself a game. You hit the 2-run home run. You're pitching the whole game.
yeah,
You're dicing them up. Ends kind of on a sore note, but I will say, and I think you listened, but I kind of said that usually you haven't figured it out quite yet by the first game, and you walk a lot of people, but you were still pretty solid. What was it like in that final at bat? Did you like being the hitter, or would you have rather have been in the driver's seat on the mound?
actually, like we didn't like really know. Like I was at Plouffe was right there, and we were like, I asked Plouffe, I go, dude, what do you think we should do? And he was like, definitely pitch.
Always pitch, I
It's for
think.
me the worry. Yeah, for me the worry is always just like the walks. But in that game, I was actually doing pretty well with like not
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
people. Um, the what you didn't see about that at bat, but you didn't see it, but you heard Rose say something about it. Was that there was actually it wasn't all with the full count when the count got to 3-2,
Uh huh.
and on 4-2 there was probably like at least I want to say at bare minimum five redo balls that I
Really?
either struck out on or were foul tips, but were all over the speed limit.
By how much? Was
So
it was
it
it
wasn't
just
just like a
borderline? They were in like that
like
70 to
set yeah
73 range.
70, 71,
Okay.
70, 71. Like I fouled a couple off.
Wow.
There was a couple I just struck. There was one I just didn't realize. I swung and I think I missed or something like that. And I just like walked. I like, put my head down and kind of walked to Jolly, and Jolly was like, "No, redo." And I was like, "Okay." So
This kind of explains
like
that
it
the
was kind
the
of the
final like frozen take a little bit more now because you were just like in a blender after being like having your heart ripped out like 5 times before
it
that
was
final ball.
it was yeah, it was a long at bat, like a really long at bat. And he was busting me in most of the time
Uh huh.
because he was pitching me in most of the game. So like, I know it was down the middle, but that ball started off like outside, and then it just kind of like it. I should have been ready. I should have been more ready to swing, but it was just such a different. Like he did a good job like mixing up that look.
And at that
Because
point,
like
you probably think he's got to throw a
everything
ball
was
by
coming
now.
inside.
He's thrown me like 4 or 5 strikes in a row on a full count. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a tough spot because
and
like
like
a
some of
walk
it
wins
is
you the game.
like yes, that was the other thing, and like some of his balls like depending on how much he drops his arm, like they'll either sink more or they'll come more horizontal.
Right.
I mean, it was a good pitch. It was definitely like when it happened, I actually thought it was a lot more outside. But when I watched it back, although to be fair, like it hit the middle of the zone, but when it crosses the plate, like it's not down the middle. So
Yeah.
like when
No.
people
Yeah.
are like,
I think
"Oh, it's
it
middle,"
was piped
it
the
was
whole
middle.
way.
Yeah, so I was like, it wasn't like middle. I mean, it was at the end, but when it crosses my hitting path, like
Yeah.
it
It,
wasn't
it, it looks a
middle.
lot worse when it hits the glass than what it actually is.
Um, but I will say I actually like so after the next game, I changed my swing.
Okay.
Because
Dramatically.
we did a challenge. I don't know. It felt dramatic to me, but I feel like whenever you
You're
talk to
batting
like
lefty then.
like when you yeah in the challenge video, yes.
Okay.
No, well, but like like when you make a small adjustment when you're hitting or pitching, and like it feels like a big adjustment to
Yeah.
you, but
Yeah.
like
Because
to
it's
other
so
people, it's like
on your mind too. It's like, oh, this feels so weird right now.
like you're like I felt like I was striding like an extra 4 inches, and they're like it was actually like a centimeter, and
Right.
but to
Right.
you it just feels so big. So
Because you're thinking
yes,
about it.
I hit lefty in the challenge video. In the first couple swings, what I was noticing was like I was trying to model my right-handed swing, and I noticed I just had so much, like I was late to everything because I had so much extra movement in my swing.
Uh huh.
And so I like tried to simplify everything so that
Just
it
go
was
straight up
literally
like
just
Alex
like,
Bregman and do tiny little chops.
yeah, and almost well, like I was trying to do like a Verdugo or like a Schwarber ass swing because like I really liked how they were like the problem I was having was my feet were really wide. And so I was loading so much and
Mm,
then trying to go. So I basically had to load so early. So I couldn't watch the ball all the way in. Like I had to make my decision if I was going to swing so early
right,
that
right,
I was
right.
watching too many balls go by. So what I tried to do is like I tried to like really shorten up my feet and then have like Verdugo does something so crazy with his swing, in my opinion. Like he starts his leg kick super early, and then he just has it hover like
He
in the
hovers
air.
until he decides
So
where he wants to land it, whether the pitch be inside or outside, I guess.
right. So that's what I started doing. I was doing that in like the lefty swing
What a
video.
player to
And I was
model
like,
yourself after is the great Alex
I know,
Verdugo.
I know. And so I was like, this feels really comfortable. So then I was like, I'm bringing this to my right-handed swing. So I end up switching my swing. I end up
So
feeling
the
a lot more
lefty
comfortable
at
with
bats
it.
really did help then.
Huh?
The lefty at bats really did
Yes.
help. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've always like whenever I got in a slump in baseball, I would always like take cage at bats lefty. Um, because like I was a switch hitter up until like high school.
Uh huh.
Um, or at least until like freshman year. And then I was like, this is dumb. Why don't I just get good at the one?
I keep saying people like are
Uh,
obsessed with switch hitters nowadays, and I'm like,
well, it was my
if you have no
dad.
splits and you're just good at one side, like really
Right.
good, then you're more valuable still.
My dad it was a baseball coach, so he was like, "You'll be so valuable if you're a switch hitter." But I was like, "Dude, I have one good eye and one bad eye, so like maybe not."
Which eye is bad?
I think it's my right eye. So like I
Okay,
have an
so your
astigmatism in my
leading
right
eye
eye.
is when you're hitting righty, so you want your left
My
eye to be
left.
closer to the
Yeah,
pitcher, I guess. That makes sense.
correct. I also was doing what you were telling me, like what you were telling me, and like I was trying to start off a lot more closed.
Right, right.
Like I
I
feel
definitely
like in
noticed
past
that.
blitz balls, I was
Yeah, your left foot was
yeah,
out of the batter's box in past blitz balls. It was like in the stands.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
that definitely looked a lot better. You looked like you were competitive in a lot of the at bats. Where sometimes it just looked like you were out before because they just like, oh, I guess we'll just pitch this guy outside.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
speaking of which, like being able to, you talked about Lou able to pitch you inside, and I know people are like able to pick their spots in this tournament. So it's only been 2 games, but have you noticed the crop getting better over these past few years? Now it seems like everyone is good at this sport now.
Yeah, kind of.
Granted, like the new rule of having your ace can pitch as much as they want to definitely helps, but it seems like everybody's good at the
I
sport.
know. It kind of sucked for me because like after like during BB2 and BB3, I felt like I was the only one throwing that like super submarine pitch, and I
Uh huh.
still think that I get a little bit. I still think I get a little bit more submarine than most, so I'm able. My pitch shape is a
Yeah,
little bit different. Like even
especially
though
now
like
that
Lou
Stoner's
and
gone.
yeah, like Lou, Doyle, and Trev all kind of throw that like submarine, but I think I'm
They're still a little
able
more
to
three
get a
quarters than
little bit
you.
lower.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I get a little bit more of that 12-6 tumble.
yeah.
But it's still kind of like I feel like people can hit that pitch. Like it used to be like Jimmy would tell me, like John Boy would just be like, dude, just throw that as a strike every time and no one will hit it. And now people are hitting it because they see it in Captain's League or whatever. And I'm like, this sucks for me because I don't get to play in Captain's League. Like I just show up and everyone else is like, oh yeah, we've been playing games for the past 3 weeks. And I was like, well, I haven't
I haven't
played
touched anything.
I haven't played in 4 months.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting to
So
always come back to a new tournament and see what the new pitches or like what would you say it is right now? What's like the hot pitch in the streets in the warehouse?
uh I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I mean, everyone I feel like was trying to kind of learn. Like, well, I feel like there's two differences. There's like a difference because like there's the pitch that everyone wishes they could throw,
Mm-hmm.
and like those two would be like Stoner's riser. Like I throw that riser,
Yeah,
but it's not
but
even close to
his
being
is
as
like a
good as
knuckle
Stone's.
scraper. It's nuts.
I know how he throws his, and it
Yeah.
baffles me. It
Yeah,
really
he
like
explained it
it's
to us one time. I was like, "Oh, so you must like you hold it like everyone throws their slider, and you just get like you flick your wrist from underneath, right?" And he's like, "I hold it like
no,
forkball." I'm like, "What?
yeah,
That doesn't make
and he
any
doesn't even
sense."
like. He literally just glides his hand parallel to the ground, and like so he's like not even gripping the ball. The ball just kind of like slips out of his hand. And he has so much
And
control
it's
with
so
it. And I'm just like,
consistent.
what the
Yeah,
hell?
it doesn't make it. That guy's a freak. And I saw
Yeah.
on I think the Blitzball Instagram or somebody's, maybe Como's, that he just learned how to throw like a crazy knuckle drop,
Yes.
and I'm like, Jesus
The knuckle
Christ!
drop. Yeah.
Thank God
And
he's
so
not in the
Doyle,
tournament.
that would be like what I feel like Doyle's knuckle drop is the pitch. Like if I could
Yeah,
add
yeah,
anyone's pitch to my arsenal, if I felt like if I added Doyle's knuckle drop, I feel like I'd be unhittable.
yeah. Sometimes I wonder why he
It's
doesn't
so
throw
good.
that so much. He should throw that every at bat. He throws it like sometimes as a strikeout pitch here and there,
I
and
know.
goes
I
away
don't know
from it.
why
Why
he
does he
doesn't
just
throw it
he should
more.
spam that?
And there's some kids in the Como league that I play in who like that's their main pitch, and it's the grossest
It's
thing I've
not
ever
fair,
seen. They
especially
throw
because
it
they can
like
throw it
they
harder
can
too.
throw it. Yeah, they can throw it close to 80, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, that was gonna hit the
I
fucking foul pole, and all of a sudden it's in the strike zone.
I will say I do think playing in that this year helped me a lot with the warehouse this year because I was so used to like seeing like 80 and like these
Yeah,
free throw like crazy pitches. So I got to the warehouse and like I just see things a lot better in the well.
everything slows down a little bit.
So, okay, Rose was talking about my cowboy hat becoming a negative factor. The cowboy hat like actually helps me
I mean,
because
he
I'm
can
like,
talk all the shit he wants, but you were one pitch away from winning that game all by yourself.
so I have a big problem with the lights. So like you've been in the
Ah,
warehouse,
yeah.
those two corner lights that they have under in Blitzball really mess because of like my like concussion history
Uh-huh.
and like how my eyes get like I get really bad glare with lights, especially like so like when I'm driving at night too.
Which you're doing right now,
I
by the way.
usually wear my glasses because they stop the glare.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm in Twilight right now.
Okay.
It's
That's even
the
scarier than the dark.
Michigan doesn't Michigan doesn't get as dark as New York or like nearly as fast
Right,
because we're
especially
both
this time of
East
year.
Coast or both Eastern time zone. But you guys
Right.
are still like 2 hour. Like you guys are so far away.
Yeah, if I got
We
if I
basically should be central.
That's why I think the one time I texted you, I was like, "You're an hour behind, right?" Or he's like, "Nope." I was like, I'm
Oh,
not a geo guy. I have no idea. But you are
well,
far away.
Chicago is, and we're yeah, Chicago's central time, but we're closer to Chicago than we are New York.
Yeah, there's so
If
many
that
lakes
makes
between the two
sense.
of us.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like when I'm hitting, especially, I love wearing the hat because it blocks out the
So yeah,
glare
shade from the sun.
from like throwing from. Yeah, it's kind of like I want to get. There's like these pink lens glasses that you can get that kind of are supposed to help with that,
Oh,
but I'm
interesting.
not gonna buy them for
That
to
look kind
play
of
in
cool though.
four tournaments.
Yeah, I guess. Well, they're
Yeah,
expensive.
I mean I could use them.
Have
Yeah, they
Jimmy put it
are.
on
I
the
mean I
card.
could
Say
use
I
them.
need these to play. You can't have me otherwise.
Right, but they would have to be by Shady Rays. That's the other thing. Or maybe they wouldn't. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're still a
Yeah.
sponsor, but I could use them for club baseball because we play a lot of our games at night and we have lights, and I hate the
Yeah.
lights.
I
I
mean,
literally can't field a fly ball.
oh yeah. I mean, that's a problem. I think, especially in the warehouse too. Those lights are mostly for the cameras, not for you guys playing either. So it
No,
gets bright in
they're
definitely
so
tough
bright.
spots in there. Yeah, it looks great on camera,
Yeah,
but it
they're
is
so
right in
bright.
your face. Uh,
So yeah, like hitting the hat actually helps me. But so yeah,
that's good. Good to know. That's it. So I guess you kept that on the whole tournament then, or do you have
yeah.
like a myriad of hats?
What? No, that was my main one. I have another cowboy hat, but I like that one better. Well, actually, the other cowboy hat's at the warehouse. I usually just leave them there.
I guess it also looked silly at first because you see everyone wearing like kooky outfits for the first game because everyone's just trying to like be more colorful,
Yeah.
start the tournament and stuff like that. And Joe's is wearing his Tanuki hat. Um,
Well, I know. So I actually did the first pitch that I hit him with. That was on purpose.
Good. Yeah, I think it seems
The
like it.
75 to the leg. That one was on purpose. The second one that was 50, not on purpose.
Yeah, yeah, that checks out. That about checks out. Uh,
Uh, but yeah. Well, it's also an homage to our to what we were supposed to be named originally. Like when we originally got named, I was told we were going to be the Jolly Ranchers, and our logo was going to be an olive with
and like a farmer.
with a with a cowboy hat and my
Hell
mustache.
yeah, I
And
like
then I
that.
showed up and they're like, actually, you're the olives, and I was like, oh, I brought my hat.
So it's nothing about me. It's only about Jolly. Okay,
um,
that's way better.
so
I hope you guys make like alt jerseys or something like that. That'd be fun. I would buy those. the Jolly Ranchers.
Well, I rebelled a little bit, and I put that fuzzy during floorball. I put that fuzzy mustache on my jersey.
I don't think I saw those games. That's
You
really
didn't
funny though.
notice that?
No.
Oh, dude, go back and watch the baggage game where we play baggage in the playoffs. It's so funny. They mentioned at one point, and it's just this ginormous, fuzzy, like hairy mustache.
So that's what we could expect the Alts jerseys to look like. Is just an actual fuzzy mustache, just like
Maybe,
taped onto the
but
jersey.
I cut my mustache.
Like it's off.
Well, like I have a mustache, but it doesn't have the handlebars anymore.
Oh, so you're more
It's
like,
gone.
is it pedo vibes?
No, because it's actually pretty thick. It's like
Okay, good.
it's like not it's not like Tom
Mine
Selleck
would be. That's why I don't
yet,
grow
but
one.
it's like no, like, it's definitely thick. So,
Yeah, if I grow a mustache, I look like
do you have any more? Wait, do you have
what's
any
it?
more questions about?
I was just going to describe myself as a pedophile. Um, I look like the guy from Lovely Bones, but yeah, I have a couple more things before we run out of here. I'll ask the most pressing one first. Did you ever get to try chicken cutlets?
Well, I only asked you. I had a very specific. Yeah, I did,
Okay, you can get to your thing if you need to.
and I've had them since. They were good. I just don't think I.
Oh, I lost you for a second.
And so, like,
Oh, you're back.
chicken cutlets in general, like, oh yeah, I could tell. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. To me, the ratio of chicken to breading is just too much in favor of breading. So I
sure.
don't like cutlets. I don't think.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you
Like
get
I'd
them
rather just have
from.
chicken.
Um, I guess so.
Like I'm a grilled chicken fan. Like
We're,
give me grilled chicken.
I like grilled chicken in the right context. They also have to be good. I think bad grilled chicken is worse than bad chicken cutlet because you have the buffer of having like a piece of fried food.
That's bad. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I make a really good grilled chicken.
Yeah, I got
So
really into just grilling
that's my
everything on
bias.
the Blackstone outside. It just makes everything taste good. So where'd you have chicken cutlets for the first time then? Was it when you were there for that
Oh yeah,
tournament?
yeah. Oh yeah. The air. Yeah, Shelfie made them at the Airbnb.
So it sounds like he was a little heavy-handed with those breadcrumbs.
I mean, they were all right. They were good. He also made homemade mozzarella sticks, which were fire.
Okay.
And then we got a bunch of sides from KFC. So I was a mess like the day after, like Friday. Oh my god, I felt like I was 1,000 pounds.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, mozzarella sticks make more. That
And
is like
I have like
a breadcrumb meal. That's okay to be extra breadcrumby.
I know, and I have like a severe like my stomach is so weak. I don't really I haven't figured it out yet because I'm too afraid to talk to the doctor because I don't like talking about poop.
Okay.
So I just live with it honestly.
You can talk about it here
I
if you
take
want. I
15
could like
fiber
send this
pills a day.
podcast to your doctor if that's an easier way to go about it.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I take fiber capsules
Okay.
and I take 5 3 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
I rip through fiber caps.
You could have like more salad, I guess. Or you still need the fiber caps.
Well, I also get poop shy. So huh? Oh, I still need the fiber caps. I get poop shy too. So like I never been able to go in school. So like
Yeah.
during the warehouse,
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of
during
people
the
like that.
games,
Oh
I have
god,
a
yeah.
real hard time. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in that
There's a
warehouse.
lot of
And
people
I
buzzing
get too
around, yeah.
afraid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have to like wait.
It's tough.
Oh my gosh! Oh, dude. So okay. So during PB, so this is the most I'll talk about poop ever in my life.
I'm
During
so
BB7,
grateful.
dude. So this Airbnb we were staying at, everything was in Japanese, and we couldn't figure out how to get the toilet to work because it was like a smart
Was
toilet.
it just a hole in the ground?
So it didn't. It's no, but it didn't have a handle where you could flush.
Oh.
You had to like. It was like a sensor. We couldn't figure out the sensor. So we didn't figure out for a day and a half.
Oh no. How to flush it?
Finally I was like no guys, like I'm getting like I'm taking care of this, and I'm the most unconfrontational person in the world. So I was like texting Sam, and I was like texting like this, like I was doing I'm like I'm texting Sam, I'm also texting the guy who runs Airbnb. I'm like no listen. He's like, did you try turning it on? I go, yeah bro, like what do you mean turning? Also, like what do you mean,
Why do I have to turn on a toilet?
why do I have to turn on the fucking toilet? So yeah, no, it was a like that was a bad, that was a real
Yikes.
like if you ask like Feely and Norp and stuff like that, they were like, they'd be like, that was like the most anger we'd seen Drew.
That
I
would
was
that would
literally
do it.
so
There's a lot of pent up rage when you can't shit. It's stuck in you. It's
I had
uncomfortable.
such a I had such a bad stomach ache, and I
Oh
was
my
so
god.
mean to everybody. They're all like, Drew, come on, come have a yoo-hoo in a can, and I was literally like, shut up.
That's a good Norp impression.
I was like, I'll put you into a 3-point chokehold.
So now you
Uh,
know, folks. If Drew's gassing near you, just stay away. Stay away. If he
yeah.
hasn't pooped that day, that's really funny.
So yeah, that was bad, but
Yeah,
whatever. We got through it.
I'm glad you got over that. Did that make you any less poo shy?
No, I literally
No,
didn't. I literally waited until that toilet was fixed, so I didn't go.
it's a nightmare. I got the opposite. I could go. I could
So
just bend over, just go for it wherever I have to. I'm a lucky
so if
man.
like game, so I think yeah. So game number one against Caribe, I was like pent up still. I think
We'll see how it serves you. Maybe I'll be able to tell by watching like what games you were full of shit and which ones you weren't.
because we got there on Wednesday night, and then that was Thursday, and then it didn't get fixed until like Thursday night at like 8 p.m. And I was like, dude, this is a problem.
That is a problem. All right,
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
I
ask
literally
you
like,
just a couple more
I
questions to
literally
get you out of here.
okay, yeah. I almost texted Sam and was like, "Can I just like because our Airbnb is walkable to the warehouse?" So I was like, "Can I like walk to the warehouse and like can you unlock it for me, please, so I can get some privacy?" Oh my god, it was so brutal. Okay, yeah.
Just
What are your
poop on
next
the mound.
questions? What are your next
Who won the
questions?
tournament?
Hook line.
Nice.
Hook line's kind of winning the tournament right now. If we're being honest, if you look at the stats of me and Dan combined,
I mean, that's true. That is true so far. Good point. Good point. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. Like,
but
I do have to get going soon, but I'm so curious. You just opened that can of worms. How did you feel about Dan Canobio when you found out? What was going through your brain?
um, well, obviously I thought it was cool. Like, so I was. I mean, yeah, I was like pointing it up a little bit, but like
No,
I
yeah, of
was a
course.
little bit kind of like, what the hell? And I know he was pointing it up too, but like I was being earnest when I said that I commented on his Instagram like two
Yeah,
days
yeah,
prior and was like, love you, Dad. No comment back. And then he walks in. That's the first I've seen him. I thought it was Stoner for sure.
right.
He walks in, looks at me, double flips me off, and then just steps on the mound. And I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know if that part Jimmy wrote up for him. Probably not. That's all the
Yeah, I was like,
WWE in him.
and I didn't know he was saying all this stuff that he's saying in these interviews. I didn't know he was doing the who's that? I
Yeah,
didn't
right,
know
right, right.
that.
That's all aside. Yeah,
So yeah, it was pretty nuts.
yeah, that's good. It's insane that he was able to keep that from everybody. They did a great job with that. That's
And
so
I want
funny.
to play him too because I hit lefties really well.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I talked about that too. How nobody seems to be able to hit this
I
lefty,
don't
whereas usually
understand
the
it.
righty lefty
Like,
matchup is perfect, but for whatever reason, with the blitzball, it's just
like
different.
I faced Gannon and BB2,
Uh
who
huh.
was like the only lefty, and I mashed off him.
Hmm. Yes, that was a long time ago.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
And he's only got two pitches. He's got the fastball that kind
I
of goes
know. I don't
away from you.
understand. I know. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so that's out of the way. And the last thing I'll ask you is the Peter Del Rey Memorial question of the day.
Okay.
The way these work, and they always have and they always will, is your answer must be a yes or no answer to this question.
All right. Afterwards, can I say something about my pitch mix? I've been wanting to.
You've been itching.
That's why I keep asking. That's why I keep asking. Hey, do you have another question about my pitch mix? You completely missed something.
Okay, okay.
Ruffle, and you call yourself an analyst?
I'm an analyst. No, I didn't. It keeps chopping out. I don't know. You're hard to keep track of sometimes.
All right, ask me the question.
Okay. We can talk about your fucking pitch mix. I'm gonna read this verbatim. Why doesn't he throw the bat instead of a blitzball as a trick pitch?
What?
Okay, moving on.
Why doesn't he? Why doesn't he throw the bat instead of the blitz? Well, how is that a yes or no question? No.
No. Good answer. Good answer. Okay, let's get to this burning question. or this burning topic. What is the last
Oh, my
thing
pitch
about
mix.
your mix here? Oh, I had another question too. Jesus
My
Christ,
mix.
I must be hungry.
Oh, what's your question?
It's kind of related to pitching, so I'll ask it as my final question.
Okay. I have 6 minutes left of my drive, so we're good.
Perfect. Okay, so you go on your spiel here.
No, ask me the question.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to ask you about your arm. You said you're built up earlier. Do you
Oh,
can you spoil
yeah.
that? Do you pitch this whole tournament, or was your
I didn't
plan
come off
going
the
into
mountain.
it? Or was your plan going into it that you
I
were going to
didn't.
pitch?
I'll spoil it. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a spoiler, but I didn't come off the mound once.
Yeah, I kind of thought you might not because you're a young buck who's fit, has the arm talent, plays kind of other sports related to baseball in his
And
spare time. But I didn't think a lot of other teams would, and so far I feel like they're missing opportunities to like get their other guy in
in
there.
in all honesty, like my arm was fine by end of tournament.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I was actually really surprised. Like I was like proud of myself. I was like, wow, you did a really good job prepping, Drew. Good job. Because
Good shit.
there's been tournaments where by like third, like BB3, remember my arm was like falling off.
Right.
But like
So you were aware
but
that
like
this was
it
going to
was
be the rule like well in advance, so you could prep for it.
yes, I did. Um yeah, and I was prepping pretty hard.
So
Uh
how do you know how early he let everybody know? Like, did everybody prep for this for the most part?
I don't remember. I mean, I would assume that if anything, I was probably the last or one of the last to know since I don't work for the company. Like I would assume like everyone else who works for the company knew for a
Yeah, they're
while.
just like, Drew will be fine. He'll figure something out.
But I think I knew pretty early. And I remember like talking to people like, "Hey, is there gonna be?" Because we like they were talking about like making some changes, and that like, they made that back wall change. I was like, "Well, there gonna be anything else?" And because and like during like floorball and some other sports, like it was going around. There was like a rumor, it's like, "Is there gonna be a pitching limit?" Like we might say no,
Uh huh.
and then they told us there was like, "Yeah, there's no pitching limit." But like it's smart for some teams to use it because like not everyone like to I mean, humbly, not everyone has the arm that I have.
That yeah yeah
I still play competitive baseball, so like my arm is just naturally built up.
right
So
yeah, and then you're also on the younger side.
yeah,
It's
and I
good
take
too that you're paired up with Jolly and you're able to take that load off Jolly, who's a bottom three pitcher in the whole tournament. Like it's between like Joe's,
yeah,
him, and Pennick. He's right sandwiched in the middle of those two guys probably.
yeah.
So it's huge that he has somebody like even if you don't have a great tournament, you need to take the onus off of him. So that's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. That's interesting to know. I
Uh,
wonder how many other. I'm not going to ask you that, but I wonder how many other players do not come off the
no, yeah.
mound.
I won't. I won't answer that. But
Curious.
I was. It was coming to the point where like after the tournament was finished, like I was still throwing like there were like I was throwing BP to people like post confetti drop. I was just like hucking
Like
BP because I was
I
like
feel good.
I feel fine, guys. And there was like people there who aren't usually there. I'm like, they're like, can you throw? I'm like, I'll fucking
Sure.
throw.
I don't give a fuck.
What? Do you want me to do my favorite thing in the world? Yeah, I'll go throw a plastic
Yeah.
ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not
Okay,
there yet.
my
I'm
pitch
not
mix.
there yet. I wish I could be like that still because sometimes when me and my buddy are playing, I'm like, everything hurts, but I want to just I could play for so many more hours in my head. But you'll
Yeah,
get
I
there
mean,
one day.
I do a lot of band work, a
Yeah.
lot of bands.
Yeah.
All right. Or like that video of Yamamoto stretching. That's basically me.
Yeah. I need to do. I guess that's my problem. I don't do any stretching.
I back bridge every day.
Yeah, I am tightly wound, very tightly wound. I'm like my whole body is like Giancarlo Stanton's body, but without the muscles.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they're there somewhere.
there's,
Uh,
there's there's one big one.
quickly, my pitch mix. I've been dying to talk about this. All right, something I didn't do a good job of like in the past, and I noticed it when I was watching back, is like all of my pitches were like basically the same speed. Like even I was wondering why people were like hitting my curveball. I was like, I feel like I have a good curveball. Like it moves
Uh
a
huh.
lot, I feel like. But then I was watching back, I was like, well, you idiot, you're throwing your curveball at 68 and like
You
your other
idiot.
pitches are 68.
You're
And
right.
like
Right.
they're over top of your sinker. So when you throw your curveball that drops, like they just nuke it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was
that
like,
thing about again, like Yamamoto, like you said before, he's got like the high end fastball, and his curveball to me sometimes looks like a big fat dumb like high school kid looper, but it's the difference in speed is so drastic that it works. It just like the swing right over the top of it because it drops a lot and it's just like 30 miles per hour difference. Oh, you muted yourself.
Can you hear me?
You're back, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things just happened. Someone was calling me. My music started playing. Okay. All right. I'm on. So what I was going to say was, I don't know where I left off at, but this tournament, and not as
The
much in the
differential in
first game,
speed
because
you were looking for.
yes, this first game, I was still trying to like find my bearings in the strike zone, which I had a new trick to find the strike zone more. There was this camera light that was dead center in the middle of the strike zone. I never really noticed it until now. It was like this little speck, and I was looking at that. I was trying to hit that
Huh.
speck every single time.
Was it always there, or was it just because Jimmy was back
I don't
there
know.
doing the speed?
I actually have
Because
no
there
clue,
was like
but it helped.
Jimmy's face in the first couple episodes was like right behind the strike zone. Maybe it was like his phone light
Yeah,
or something like that.
but you know how like in college softball in the past, like there's been like these teams who like they do like they wear the color, like the catchers wear certain colors to like help the pitchers out.
No,
It was
it's not on my
oh
radar.
well, it kind of felt like that.
That makes sense. Like, it's nice
Um,
to have a target, especially because that target that you do have, like the regular strike zone, you just have the outline of a target, and the middle is fully see through. So you don't really have
correct.
anything to look at really. So that makes sense that you found one little thing. You don't because
So, but
otherwise you don't have a
yes,
catcher. So that makes sense.
but this tournament, what I was gonna say was what I really try to focus on, like a little bit later. I think you'll notice in games is like I wasn't trying to necessarily be the nastiest pitcher in terms of movement, but I think what gets underrated and people don't do often enough is like change their speeds.
Uh huh.
So I was really trying to be like super deceptive with like throw. Like you saw, the highlight of it was like when I threw that 82-mile-an-hour fastball to Joe's,
Yeah.
and then I came back with like that 55 mile per
Right.
hour
There's
like
actually a
changeup.
purpose for doing that. Like, why do you throw a pitch so hard? Like, well, watch this.
Yeah, because even though they know it's coming, it's just
It
like when
still
it's
doesn't
something's
matter.
30
Yeah.
mile per hour slower and it's moving so much more because you're giving it so much more time to like loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hey, think about what you don't want to see
yeah,
as a hitter is like a fastball and then a changeup afterwards. You can't time it up. Like, it's just hard to do. Like, even if you see it well and your bat's on the right path, you're either gonna like foul it off your foot or completely miss it. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. All right. Well, Ruppy, I'll show you my face. I'll show you my beautiful face.
Ooh,
Uh, I'm
hey,
about to, I got what's up?
what's up?
I know I'm blessing everybody. Take a picture to last longer, people.
Yeah, all you
Um,
trolls out there.
but I gotta go. But it was a pleasure being on here
All right,
anytime.
always. Thank you, Drew. Thanks for talking to me for so long. I appreciate you. Fun app.
Yeah, love you guys.
Have fun at the Red
Bye,
Wings game.
Ruppy.
See you later.
Thanks.
Peace. Well, that's our show. Bye bye.